A lot of people. Oh, good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut with Mike Kelly. That's right. Mike Kelly's here. Can you believe it? No.
I'm back.
In the
I was
saddle
gone.
again.
I was gone a whole 4 days.
Back in the saddle again.
And how was your seminar? How was your Utah vacation?
Hold on. Let me fix something over here.
Uh-oh.
There we go. That's
look at that. That's a little bit better.
Yeah, it's
I've been dead for a week. I'm just slowly coming back.
Yeah, I see that. You're talking. Oh, let me just make sure. Yeah, we're all good. Here's the problem: is like when I have to do Zoom or something else, it's always mess with this and mess with that, and don't put it back. Okay, little gremlins come in here at nighttime.
Yep,
fix this shit. So 2 weeks ago we hiked Bryce and Zion.
Cool.
First, so we drove on that Thursday night to Tehachapi, stayed the night, and then went to Utah, which was 2 hours past Las Vegas. So I'm like, okay. So we were in hurricane, and the reason it's called hurricane is because the winds are like hurricane constantly. I think that's my name for it. And then the first day we hiked was Zion, which was just an easy hike. And then, of course, on the next day, she took me to Bryce, and it was an 8-mile, not an easy hike.
No,
it was difficult. Then the next day, or was that day, or was it the day before? The day before, it was Saturday, whatever. Yeah. So the day before we hiked. There was 2 reasons why that we hiked really easy on the first day, because that night we went out and did razors from 7 to 9 in the dark. It was pretty
How's your body?
Good.
After being beat up in a razor?
Yeah, it was actually because it's sand dunes.
Yeah.
It's not rocks. And if you're smart, you follow the guy in front of you because he knows the lines. And so you're just around all the rocks and everything else.
There you go.
If you're the people behind me who don't know how to drive, then they're all, oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. All right, what do we got to talk about? So it's been a few days.
It has been a few days.
I talked yesterday about inventory, and I kind of wanted to bring it back up with you on inventory. Where'd you go?
I don't know.
It took it away from me. I can't believe it. Hold on, let me go back up here. I know it was up here.
I see it. Don't see inventory.
All right, so we went up because that's on a different thing. I don't put it there anymore. It's a secret. So we went to 719,400. That's an increase of 16,966.
Okay. That's a pretty big increase.
Year over year in 2023, we had 542,000 listings. I don't know so that's 176 more on the market today than in 2023. I think 2024 was pretty close to the same thing.
Yeah.
And then if you look at the peak last year, we peaked the most we had listings in any week, any time of the year was 739,434. So we're getting pretty close to the peak of 2024 right now.
That's pretty cool, I think.
Yeah. Well, my question was, and I didn't have time to do it yet, but is how many more of this is the Florida stuff? Is there more Florida stuff coming on?
That'd be an interesting number to find out.
That's what we can find out for tomorrow's show, since it's Wednesday. We're going to do a lot of real estate
stuff. A lot of real estate stuff tomorrow. Tomorrow will be more real estate stuff.
Well, and right now, I mean, the market's up 811 points. We were down 900 points yesterday.
Yep.
The bonds liking today. We were up 9 basis points. The 10-year is 4.39. We're negative 2 basis points. Yes, the tariffs is messing everything up. I thought for sure the flight to safety would stay there forever, but somebody's got to be selling T-bills if they keep this number at the 4.38. Somebody's dumping them. They have to be.
Yep. I would say China.
You think?
Yes.
We're going to hurt you.
We're going to hurt you. We're going to sell all our T-bills. Okay. Yeah. Well, when you're done, we'll recover.
So, and then tomorrow I have mortgage applications, new home sales, Thursday's initial jobless claims, durable good orders, and existing home sales. So this week is not jobs week. That was last week when we weren't here, and the week before was something else, probably inflation week.
Right.
Next week we'll have the CPE end of the week. So
I found an article and I actually emailed it to me this morning.
And did you get it?
And it arrived.
Wow.
Which is odd. Usually they go into La La Land and I get them at like 3:00 in the afternoon. But according to a new report by Redfin.
Ooh, must be real.
Yeah, got to be real. Tens of thousands of pending sales across the U.S. fell through in March. So they're saying that many aspiring buyers to double guess whether they should be making such an important investment are deciding not to and jumping out.
I could see that. I think a lot of people are nervous,
very nervous,
because, and like we say, when you're nervous, that is the time when everybody's nervous. That's the time to do the complete opposite of everybody else, because that's when you're going to win.
That's when you're going to win. So roughly 52,000 purchase agreements were canceled in March.
Is that new home sales or all?
Just says purchase contracts. So I'm assuming it's all. 13.4% of homes that were sold that same month canceled. Okay. And it's the third highest March level of canceled home sales dating back to 2017, when the real estate brokerage started recording the data. It's funny that we didn't start recording data till 2017. Anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. And then, have you ever seen the reel? I'm switching gears, but if you ever seen the reel of the home inspector that he calls it, don't do that. He says he's been hired by 4 different realtors to inspect their purchase. And each realtor said, the reason I don't do business with you is you're too thorough. But I want you to be thorough on my home inspection. Don't do that. Realtors, if you're hiring a substandard inspector to do your inspections, I think you should be held culpable for what's not found, and maybe throw some money in the game when things that are found later on by just living in the home go wrong. It's your fault. It is absolutely your fault.
I totally agree.
So don't do that.
That's horrible. I don't want you to touch my stuff, but
but come inspect my purchase, because I want you to find everything. Oh my gosh, that scares me. And I know realtors who are like that.
Of course they are. They don't want to mess up the realtors. Deal. Let's see. Is there anything else I had on here to talk about? Because I asked it to go check to see if there's anything we should talk about, and it was talking about builder strategies. Pulte Group reported higher than expected Q1 earnings, attributing success to buyers' incentive like rate buy downs and price discounts. Ooh, those are amazing attributes. Let's discount our prices.
Yeah.
You know how many properties we could sell under market?
Well, a lot. And it's, again, start at the correct list price. Now, new home sales, they kind of go, oh, I think the market will bear this. And then they find out whether it will or won't. And a lot of times, if you start too high, bam, you got a lot of sitting inventory.
Well, again, it has to do with, they have to move properties, period, because they got to keep their people working. Because if they're not building, they're going to go find other jobs. And then when things pick up, they're going to go.
They're not going to have those people.
Correct.
Yeah. Remember when builders were putting, hey, close escrow on a new construction home and you'll have a car in your garage.
2005, that was close to the end. 2006. How come these aren't selling? I don't know. Let's throw a new car in. That'll do it. Yeah.
Hey, I've got state numbers since we didn't do them last Friday.
A state.
You
going to share them, or are you just going to tell us?
No, I'm actually going to share them.
Twice. Are you going to share it on screen and then share them?
No, I'm going to do it right now. So the week ending April 19th, which was last week, 532 closed sales per day, and in 554 pending sales
more
per day.
Scenes there, though.
And we're staying in the 700s, which is I think that's a good thing. It'll get more of a little even market if we have more listings. I don't think prices are going to come down because the demand is still so huge, especially in Stanislaus County. The demand is great
in California in general.
Yeah.
Especially LA.
24.6%. Now that's like double of March. Closed a sale last week, and 13.8%, that's down, as you can see by the red number, entered into escrow, and 33.8% up, 10% listed a property. And realtors are starting to get negative feeling. So
they've always been dude, that's the same. It's only negative 4.1%. That's
we
hardly anything.
Were right through March, man. Everybody was so positive.
Go back. Those are always negative. The listings will be up was positive, but those other two have been negative for a while. But that's still 1 in 4 agents.
Yeah.
And the other one is 1 in 10 prices will be up. They just have no idea. Someone asked me, because they were looking at doing a refinance, and when they looked at their numbers online, it was way off. They're like, did my house go down in the last year? And when I looked at it, it's like, no, your house went up.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are like, I was gone, and everybody's not used to me being gone. And they were like, oh, the rates have went up. We should have locked last week. It's like, okay, these rates are all over the place.
Right.
They're they're steadily going extremely up and extremely down, extremely up and extremely down.
It's a seesaw right now.
And right now, some of these that I'm talking to, they're part of the UWM with Mr. Cooper. That Mr. Cooper got picked up by Rocket, and they're like, okay, we're gonna give you 100 basis points to get these back.
Yeah,
we don't want them to keep them. We want to hurt them.
Wow,
that's like what a fight between these companies. I don't care. It just helps my buyers, my clients. So anyway, I'm just glad to finally get my front yard almost done.
Yeah, it's
our
gardener really good.
Gardener's coming next week.
I love the fence.
Everything.
The concrete looks fantastic. The stamped concrete. The fence, very attractive.
Yeah, so I like that's how the other side is, except for it's redwood on this one. The other side is cedar. They didn't have cedar. They didn't have redwood at the time. Whenever that was 2020 or whenever it was put in, it was 2018 or 17 because it was before they moved in next door.
Yeah,
it was just it was at the time where it was hard to get wood. I guess I don't know. I remember why.
I remember waiting a year to rebuild my patio because 2020 hard to get wood. I mean, it wasn't hard for me, but I couldn't get wood for the patio.
I understand. I didn't even want to go there.
Yeah, I felt like it. I've been going.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about? Any issues that you've seen in the last couple of weeks where we're gone?
No, but that really bothers me that realtors are actually hiring substandard inspectors to do inspections for their buyers. That's just horrible.
Well, it's like when they used to pick appraisers once, there was that guy that we call his name.
How far you go?
Well, he would he would do drive-by appraisals without stopping.
Yeah.
And he just did a VA one the other day for me. I'm like, I can't believe this guy's still in business. I thought for sure he would have lost his license.
It is interesting. He was on a double secret probation there for a while.
Double secret.
And
I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do know who you're talking about. And I mean, he built a great appraisal business by just saying how much you need. I make it happen.
What do you need? Yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it for you.
He forgot who he was actually working for.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was WAMU who really pushed it, the numbers, and that's why they went away.
Right.
They were telling all their appraisers to push it in. They blamed all the brokers. It was like, no, we didn't do that. We couldn't do that. The bottom line is
the market did that.
Well, no, it was the banks did that.
Yeah, but I mean, the market pushed the prices. So you got people just like
I'm talking 2005, 2006, when all the appraisal that was all done by the big banks, not by any of us. Even though 67% of the market was brokers, it was not that. It was the banks that had the other percentage that was pushing it. There was only one bank that kept telling everybody bring it in at 20% under, and that was World Savings.
Oh, are they still around?
No, they were bought by WAMU, and then bought by Wells
WAMU's
Fargo,
gone, and now Crocker, but Chase owns them.
Chase owns.
Yeah, it was an interesting time.
Yeah, really, really interesting. I'm so happy to live through it.
Yeah.
I mean, now if we survive this, I mean, everybody's complaining about Trump and everything else is going on, and I still can't believe these people are focusing on illegals who've been deported instead of focusing on homeless vets or other stuff that's really important in our United States.
When you get paid, when you go searching online and you find online that you get paid a certain amount of money to go out there, and you already have your pre-printed signs, and just go out there. Nobody has a talking point. Nobody knows what they're talking about. You might find one or two people who disagree with some of the policies and have some good comments, but 99% of them are just like, I don't really know why I'm out here. And one guy actually said, "Oh yeah, I went on this site, and they're paying me X amount of dollars, and this is where I go pick up my signs, and I just come out here and protest." Oh my God, go get a job.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how it works. That's why the signs are all printed, ready to go, and they look beautifully. If you need a job, because I mean, think about it. How many times have you been able to go protest? No, I need to pay my bills.
Never.
Yeah, I'm just saying, unless they pay you. I need to pay my bills.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. The fake stuff that's out there.
Yeah. I remember the times that I was on jury and I got paid like, what was it? $7 a day. And, but thankfully I was, what do you call it when you're, salaried. So I made the same amount of money, no matter whether I was there or not. I couldn't do that as a realtor.
No.
Hey, take 4 days off and don't do anything but this jury. It would be tough. I would do it if I got picked, but
Well, that was the last time I got picked for jury duty. They were like looking for reasons, everybody who couldn't do it because it was going to be almost a week long. And I was like, well, I got they're like medical reasons, whatever. I'm like, I didn't even pull the work card.
Yeah.
Because that's even harder.
But you did have these VA
I had
appointments.
I couldn't miss them. There was nothing I could do about it. And then they let me off. I was like, oh, wow, that's the first time I did that.
Yeah. The last time I went in, they let me off because I paid too close attention. The attorneys did not like me. So it looks like maybe we're at the end of our show.
Yeah, I'm just replying back to some good.
Good. Yes, I can approve you.
No, I have. I'm gonna, anyway. I have some people that, just people hit me up, and I have to get back to them right this second. Go away.
I feel the same way.
That's why I have these big ass monitors, and I have that's why I like the Apple over here. I can text on my phone. I don't have to pick it up like you do. But when I'm on my other computer, that's Microsoft. I don't have to worry about getting back to anybody. All right, that's all I have for today. I will have more numbers tomorrow. And we'll see you tomorrow. So make it a great day. Thanks for being here.
And realtors, step up your game if you're hiring, if you're recommending inspectors. Make sure you're using someone very good at what they do.
Because if you don't, here's what's going to happen. I guarantee you down the road that every agent will be working for somebody salaried.
Yep.
Or by the hour, and you will not be getting, and you'll get a little spiff. That's and just the way the whole mortgage industry is changing and everything else. I think there'll be a point where the big commissions you make off of these aren't going to be there like they used to be.
Yeah. I can think of 2, maybe 3 inspectors that are worth their while in this industry.
Well,
and I always use the same one over and over and over again.
Yeah. It's best to do that.
Yeah. All right. Hey,
all right. Make it
a great Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. And what does that bring us tomorrow?
Wednesday.
More news.
Oh, make it a great day.
Bye.